Ah, the Wasteland. Once thrummed with life shaped by concrete and steel, now, centuries after the Great War, it has returned to a harsher, older rhythm. The air hangs heavy with dust and snow, and perhaps worst of all, radiation. I can't say the same for our vault, though, as it is the perfect utopia. Or it will be soon. Howdy, the name is Ezra, and I am the overseer around here. And this is Utilitron 1. We haven't given him a proper name yet, but he is one of 2 Utilitrons who are helping us dig out our vault. Our perfect utopia in the making under the mountain. A little slice of the pre-war heaven that was before us. Built by and indulged upon by our pre-war precursors, our ancestors, the pure humans of America. You see, we are currently facing a bit of an issue though, as it is winter in the Wasteland, which means the temperatures are dropping, and they are dropping fast. Why would this affect the vault, you might ask? Well, being under a mountain does protect us somewhat from the freezing temperatures, but it's still rather uncomfortable in the city under the mountain at the moment, and so we are going to be indulging a bit in some nice, big, Vault-Tech-approved industrial heaters to heat our entire city to a perfect and consistent 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Because a utopia doesn't just mean surviving, it also means thriving, to the point that all pure humans will want to join our city and to become a part of our community and society. There we go. Now that is much better and sure to attract those in the upper echelons of the Enclave and other pure patriotic societies who are looking for new homes. Now that we've taken care of ourselves, I suppose we should take care of our prisoners a bit as well, and possible prisoners that we'll have in the future. I had completely forgotten to build them a proper bathroom last time, so that's what we're going to be working on at the moment. Now I know what you're thinking, but Overseer Ezra, does Sharp the Filthy Ghoul really need a bathroom? No, probably not. But any future pure humans that we capture and attempt to recruit definitely will. You have to think about that. We have to keep in mind that on occasion, even the lowliest raider still has pure human genetics. And as unfortunate as that is, in the fact that their cultural norms do not align with our own, we can always rehabilitate them, as long as they're a pure human, of course. Such as our friend Cassie here, who was actually part of Sharp's gang of raiders, and who has recently been rehabilitated. Welcome to a proper, functioning society, Cassie. I think you're going to like it here. I think you're going to like it here a lot. Yes, feel free to equip whatever you wish, just make sure you put on your pretty blue vault suit. That's what everyone's going to be wearing until we get some official pre-war outfits created. Now, sticking with how wonderful it is to live in a vault, we have 2 of our vault dwellers, Hank and Nellie, who are now engaged. Hank apparently popped the question to her, "Do you see that in the Wasteland often?" Probably, but one of them would almost definitely get eaten by a gulper or a deathclaw or some other horrific monster before the wedding actually takes place. And that will not be the case here. Congratulations, you couple of absolute weirdos. Aha! And it would seem that we have finished up our research into non-lethal weapons. These types of weapons will actually help us with capturing pure humans to join our vault without murdering them, yeah. The types of weapons that we will be making first and foremost are going to be some stun guns and security batons. These would actually be perfect weapons for our Vault-Tech security force, just in general. But of course, we are going to need some proper armor to go along with it. So, in the meantime, as we are working on some stun guns, we're going to begin working on our next research project, which is Vault-Tech Synthread production, which will allow us to create our own sets of Vault-Tech security armor, of course, a nice helmet, a vest, so on and so on. However, as we well know, this research will take time, and a lot of it at that. So, in the meantime, how about we go about expanding the Vault City a bit more? Currently, we are going to be mining out a very small section of the city that's going to just kind of be squared up with our other residential area as well as our diner, at least in terms of its shape, I suppose, and we're just going to be adding in 2 new houses for any potential dwellers in the future. Nothing too fancy, of course. Although, I will say, it looks pretty darn good and very fitting among our little patio area that we built in the city last episode as well. A nice little kind of concrete park for people to eat at and enjoy each other's company and blah 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 blah. But you don't care about that, you want to see something interesting. Well, my friends, we are going to... Uh-oh. Well, looks like we're going to be fighting off raiders. Ah, the Rusted Executors. How not creative. I must say, my initial impressions of this sorry outfit of murderers is none too impressed. Although there is definitely reason to be cautious as they have 2 wild mongrel dogs who actually appear to be quite buff, as well as a filthy, irradiated mutant. We obviously have a couple of these stun guns finally finished, the taser guns, but I don't know if we'll have the opportunity to use them on these raiders. I think I'm just going to murder them all. There's probably some pure humans in here somewhere. I'll have to check. I would guess that some of them are, though. They normally have at least a couple with them, but the thing is, I mean, look at the, you know, we're going to have to kill them. I think that trying to capture them could result in many of us getting injured, and I would prefer that that did not happen. Let's go ahead. Can we open fire? There we go. If we can start killing some of these freaks. Oh, okay, move. Grenades. Oh, no. Okay. I'm trying not to... maybe we should go in. I don't want to die here. Where is our second utilitron? Oh, you're recharging. Okay. I'm gonna bring the utilitrons here to the entrance. We're all gonna start fighting. We need to take cover, though, if we're going to fight. Okay, we'll take cover by the door. I'll have Cassie, and I might even have Shin, my father, be right here. And I'll have Nelly attacking them from here. The vault door has incredible health, so it'll be fine. Oh, we do have this mutant, though, we need to be careful about. Alright, we need... I'm gonna have my father come back and maybe take cover here. Yes, perfect. So he can actually shoot from there. Oh, there we go. Alright. Let's chase them down with Nelly, as she has some incredible power armor, of course. Oh, our solar panel. They knocked it offline. Okay, I don't think we have... yeah, we don't have any of them surviving, which is... okay, I guess we should have expected that. We are going to be eating some mongrel dog this evening, it would seem. Let's go ahead and finish off the next one. Yeah, we don't even have any people to take, but we do have a decent bit of caps and some more shabby, shitty weapons. And some also not so shabby, shitty weapons like frag grenades. Yeah, we'll be making some mongrel dog parfait this evening, or stew. H&H nail gun, that's pretty good, I guess. I suppose. I'd rather have a nice automatic rifle, but that'll do for now. Yeah, so mostly scrap weaponry. That's alright, though. Not much to expect there. We did get some caps, which would be good for trading. I think that is about it. Rather quick battle. I thought that might take longer. Something I was thinking of doing was using some of these mining charges to set up a trap right around this area for the next time we end up having some more raiders. That could be something that we start planning out right now. I think we'd have to have them pretty close to do a big chain explosion, but we've had these in storage for a few weeks now, I think. Might as well use them. I'll go ahead and kind of place them like this, a small little line, and hopefully they detonate each other. It might be useful to us. It also might not, but we'll see. We're going to replenish our spike traps. I want to get to the point, though, I'm going to be honest with you, that we don't even have to worry about raids anymore, right? I want to do some of these. We have one, I think, here. The exterior vault plating. And I want to have that where we could just line the entire, probably inside here, of the mountain. Maybe kind of make it a bit more uniform looking, but I think our biggest goal today is going to be using that exterior plating so we can lock our vault door and not have to worry about anything like people attacking us. It's a pretty ambitious goal, but I mean, it's a goal nonetheless for a vault city. Of course, we need it to be as safe as possible. And how much more safe could you really get, especially in RimWorld, or also the Wasteland, of course, or than just shutting your doors and not worrying about the problem or the attackers anymore. I think that's the way to go. That would be ideal for every community. But we are going to finish up our traps. We'll start moving our mining chargers. Most importantly, we're going to continue working on some of these stun weapons and stuff. I think we're out of components, which we should have some to mine. We're also having a party, to celebrate our grand victory here once more. Gonna have us a little soiree here in the diner. Oh boy. We should probably move the dyes and stuff out of here as well, but it's not too much of a concern. I'll leave the herbal medicine though, actually, because I want it going bad. We need a proper hospital. We need a lot of things, but we're gonna work on them this episode. Of course. We also need to work on a new growing area. So much to do. Such as continuing to shape up one of our greenhouse rooms where we're going to be growing plenty of crops for the entire populace of our city. Which is what we were going to do before we were rudely interrupted. Funny enough, though, this room is not going to be for edible crops, as we are going to be growing plenty of cotton. That way we can harvest plenty of cloth, as many of life's modern amenities and comforts require cloth to be built. And it would also be a great resource for us to use for vault suits as well. However, its main purpose will almost definitely be used in our new research of synthread production, as it is one of the required ingredients along with steel and chem fuel. Since it does require plenty of chem fuel, we're also going to start researching biofuel refining. That way we can start refining our very own fuel. In the meantime, as our laboratory is being used for this research, we are going to continue working on and finishing our greenhouses down here in the southern part of the vault, adding in 2 additional ones along with the 2 that we currently already have. These 2 are actually going to be for specifically food, though. In the process of doing so, we finished up biofuel refining, and then I noticed we were once again having power issues. I apologize, I've been going back and forth on building these reactors over and over again, and I'm sure you guys are getting sick of it, so today we are truly going to fix that problem. Until it probably arises again. Hopefully not, though. Obviously, to alleviate this problem, we're just going to build a couple more reactors, and to do so, we require more resources. Mostly plasteel. That's the biggest limiting factor that we have, as we can't really find much of it around here unless we're doing trading. So we're just going to be buying some. For the time being, until we get the plasteel, though, we're going to build a couple more solar panels. I think this should be able to hold us over, and we'll just turn off a few unnecessary devices until then. The biggest thing that we need to worry about is ensuring that we can keep the lights on in the vault. Being able to see is important for day-to-day operations, but especially at the moment, because as you can see, we are performing the most grand and massive mining operation to date to expand our city, specifically the residential part of it. During this mining project, we also found plenty of uranium ore, which was absolutely perfect because now we don't have to worry about purchasing any more to keep our vault and power fueled for, well, probably the next few foreseeable years. Which really adds to my rhetoric of us being self-sufficient and how I want us to be self-sufficient here in the vault. I would like to have a community that if we were to close the door and seal it forever, we could actually live under the mountain here in the city with no outside help. That is the long-term goal. Sometime later, Nellie as well as Cassie had finally returned home with that plasteel, and we started building more of our reactors. Now, we shouldn't have any trouble at all keeping all of our sun lamps on in the greenhouse, growing all the crops that we like. 2 of the newest that we'll be growing are eggplants and cabbage. For you see, we require a grand variety of foods so that we may may make fine and lavish meals for our people, but also so that we can use some of the abundant piles of crops to go about making our own fuel, as we had talked about. Speaking of which, with us getting more food in, we also need to expand our diner. Not only that way we can store more food, but obviously, of course, that way we can have additional eating room out in the diner itself for more people who eventually we hope to have. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think it looks like a decent pre-war diner, or at least the best that you might be able to build in a cave under the mountain. I do worry that it doesn't really give off that suburban American feel, so we're going to be taking care of all this concrete a little bit later on, but for now it works. As we were working on building our biofuel refiner, I stumbled upon this massive pile of chem fuel that I somehow forgot that we had in storage, even though we went to the ancient refiner last episode and got all of it. It was a pretty big deal. Anyways, we could have made synthread this entire time, I just had completely forgot about it. That's okay though, because we need the refiner anyway. I would immediately have my father Shin work on synthesizing as much synthread as possible. That way we could immediately start using said synthread to go about building and crafting some Vault Tech security armor. We made a couple complete sets and ended up giving them to Cassie as well as Hank, our two first members of the security team. Not only for here, but they'll also be tagging along with Nelly on any future missions that they are needed on, especially on missions where the non-lethal approach is going to be required. However, before we send them out on one of those missions to collect us some pure humans to convert into Vault Dwellers, we're going to be finishing up the residential district here. Or at least as much as we can at the moment, as we need a bit more steel, but we ended up building the frames of the housing for everyone, and you'll notice here in the middle, we actually built something that may resemble something of a recreation area, or perhaps a facility. What could it be? What could it be? Well, I think you'll be quite surprised with what we end up turning it into, but first we require the research into terrain rehabilitation, allowing us to place soil anywhere we so choose. I think you might see where I'm going with this. But if you don't, you're gonna have to wait until we finish up building all of these brand new slate shelves in our storage room. Just making sure that we have plenty of storage for the foreseeable future as we continue the research into terrain rehabilitation, which we would end up finishing shortly thereafter. Now it's time to reveal my grand surprise, which isn't all that grand, or most likely that much of a surprise, but we're going to be turning this centered area of the city into a park for all of our residents. We are going to be first layering the stone with a bit of soil, allowing us to plant some Vault Tech approved synthetic grass. I would plant the real deal, but as you could guess, it's quite hard to find around these parts, or in general, for the last 200 years. Besides, it's not like our Vault Dwellers are going to know anyhow. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, although I think we need to have something of a council meeting with all of our people, my father, Nelly, you know, the whole shebang, to decide how we want to actually build the park and what things we want to place there. A merry-go-round, a swing for children, or maybe an outside bar for the adults, you know what I mean? This type of planning can take a while. Luckily, it would seem that we have a caravan from the Enclave that was looking to do business with us. Yes, finally! I spoke with their commanding officer, and he let me know that they were looking for some true red-blooded Americans to give them some cloth. Luckily, we had just grown a whole bunch of it, and in exchange, they would provide us with some steel. Sir, I gotta tell you, I'm a big fan. Big fan. I'm very excited to do trade with the Enclave. I must say, it's truly an honor. God bless America. And, you know, if you maybe want to be, like, best friend... okay, I'll see you later. He'll be back. Probably. Anyways, we're going to be scrounging up all the steel that we have left around the map, and that, along with what we got from the Enclave, would allow us to start building some of those exterior walls on the outside of our vault, as we had previously discussed way earlier in the video. These types of walls make it damn near impossible for any intruders to break through and to come in. The only issue was that every single exterior wall per wall cost 200 steel apiece. So, as you could imagine, we basically used up all the steel that we had but we did get it done. And now with that, our vault, our home, our city, and all those who do reside within and will reside within in the future will be completely safe from any exterior threats. It would take an entire army to burst through that door or any of the walls. We have finally achieved the peak of safety in the Wasteland, a fortified city like none other. Not only are secure walls, but a plethora and overabundance of different food varieties, as well as many new potential homes. In my opinion, this means that we are finally ready to go out and to collect new vault dwellers. Indeed, it is time that we finally venture into the waste once more to find pure humans for the city. We'll be sending 3 of our fine dwellers ourselves to do this little operation. Hank and Cassie, mostly equipped with security batons and stun guns, will be taking the non-lethal approach to capturing people. Nellie will also be tagging along just in case there is a need for the lethal approach. We're going to be sending them out into the Wasteland just a few clicks to the east. Word has it that there's an ancient launch site there from the pre-war days with some type of raider gang hole up. Whether or not they're still actually there, though, remains to be seen. Of course, this journey is going to take a while, so in the meantime, while we await the arrival of our adventurers, we have had Sharp in custody for quite some time, and it seems you fine folks would like for us to integrate him into our society. Forcefully, of course. Quite a few more of you people would like for me to kill him, which we shall definitely do, once he has exhausted his usefulness to us and to our society. However, I cannot enslave him just yet. Well, I guess I can, but let me show you what I mean. See, the issue is he has bionic arms and a spine, making him far too strong and dangerous to allow around our peaceful residence. We need to extract his arms at the very least first, but without arms he won't be very useful to us. You see the problem? So, of course, first things first, we need to acquire some prosthetic arms for this wrinkled, mutated freak. We should also really get a special outfit to hide his grotesque appearance from our vault dwellers. Maybe a bag over his head? No, that just won't do. We'll figure something out. As for right now, though, it would seem that Nellie and crew are about to arrive at this ancient launch site. Okie dokie, let's dive right on in. And here's hoping we find plenty of pure humans. Okay, so I'm gonna pause. We have indeed arrived at the ancient launch site, and yet I hear, what do we hear? Ah, we see a little bit of muzzle flash as well. It sounds like Protectrons. Most of these ancient facilities are protected by Protectrons, so that would make sense. I'm going to go ahead and equip everyone with their stun weaponry, so that we don't have any mistakes where we accidentally blast somebody between the eyes. Contrary to kind of what I touched on earlier when we were leaving, I did end up giving Nellie a stun gun as well. Although she does still have grenades and 3 separate automatic weapons just in case. But if there's any humans here, we do want to take them as humanely and not damaged as possible, of course. We've got the door claimed. We'll go ahead and let Nellie be the first to head inside. Absolute shootout happening. Okay. Oh, Raider Captain. I think that's is that a normal minigun? I don't think it is. It's definitely a minigun. NCR Ranger combat helmet and Raider power armor, as well as some jet. A bit concerning to say the least. Are you a pure human though? You are. So the Raider captain is a pure human, so is their cohort. We might have just stumbled into an amazing place. Okay. What are you shooting though? I don't see any Protectrons, although we do hear them, of course. I'll have Nellie take the lead. Oh, whoa, we gotta be careful though. Oh, yeah. Stunned, baby, stunned. All right, come back in, actually, guys. This is really good. We've got them stunned. Let's see if we can keep blasting them with our stun guns, and we'll let Nellie just kind of beat the shit out of them. Oh, we have a, like a health bar for the Raider captain here. That's really cool. Let's hope we don't accidentally end up hitting ourselves. If we could take the Raider Captain and Lynx here down with our bare hands, that would be ideal, obviously. I'm gonna drop Cassie's stun baton, and I'll pick it up myself, beat this person with it, so we can hopefully take them alive. Oh no, whoa, somebody's shooting at us. Oh, okay, so we got Protectron shooting at us. We did accidentally kill this person. We need to be careful here. Are they shooting at us? Because they don't look like they're, well, I don't know. If they aren't, they're about to hit us. I think they're shooting at her. Ah, stupid robots. Okay, let's shoot them, because they're trying to kill her, and we need her. I wish we could EMP it. Oh, perfect. So she is alive. Stop shooting the Protectrons. She's alive. I am immediately. First things first, stripping her and tending to her. Got her without killing her, which is good. Are they shooting at us? No. Okay, I thought not. They don't seem to be hostile. At least not towards us. We need to prep so that we can see if there are any more people in here. I doubt we would find a raider captain, and there wouldn't be anyone else. The place does seem pretty devoid of life, though, for the most part. We've got 438 caps. We have that raider power armor. Now, we're not going to be using that because Vault Dwellers. I mean, we might on the outside, but not on the inside. The minigun, the helmet, stuff like that. Cassie is going to be the best to go about tending to her. Nelly, keep that stun baton. We don't want you murdering anybody. Unless they're not a pure human, of course. We're gonna head this way. Actually, let Nelly take the lead. Anybody in here? Yes, we have a person. Hello. Ooh, you are not a pure human. So, I think we're going to go weapons hot instead of using our tasers. Whoa, what is that? 38 hunting rifle. I would use grenades, but that would end up setting all this chem fuel off. You know what? Why don't we just do it anyway? Shit on it, right? Who cares? Okay, now leave. Now leave. Please go. Oh, well, it didn't set it off. I thought it would. Let's try again. That is going to set it off. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, though, because we could take all this fuel. That's probably a dumb idea. And we have a lot of jet. 1,350 jet. Okay, this was a bad idea, but it looks cool. It was a good idea in my head, but perhaps I shouldn't have done that. Can we do... I have to be careful, though, because it's very hot. I did set it as a home zone. I'm gonna try to put the fire out. Deconstruct this wall. You deconstruct, actually. Hank's very slow. We're gonna burn to death if not. Yeah, hurry, hurry, hurry. Whoa, what's going on here? Hey, 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 whoa! Oh shit, that's a Molotov. Carry the raider captain head outside. They threw a Molotov at us. Whoa, we've got more raiders coming after us. No, 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 no. Okay, move, move. We did break that. Are you pure humans? You are not, and are you a vault dweller? What's with the blue and the yellow backpack? We've got a vault suit and a Pip-Boy. This person might be a vault dweller. Oh, and you're a pure human. Probably a Vault Dweller. Non-lethal route? Shit on the jet, who cares? I mean, I wish I wouldn't have done that, but whatever. Let's see if we can get outside. Oh, careful though, careful. Are they trying to just run away, or... Okay, let's find out. Pure human, pure... Oh, both of them are... We have a lot of pure humans. They seem to be pretty common, at least among this pack of, raiders. Try to take them since they're pure humans. Oh, raider captain, stop that. Come back here. Don't you do that, you silly. Oh, wait. Don't... Oh, I accidentally killed one of them. I meant to use the stun gun. This is a hole. We are in shambles. Oh my god, Molotov, you bastard. Yeah, I'm really fudging this one. I don't know if I'm nervous or what, but I'm not doing so hot. Or, yeah, just, you know what, security baton this person so we could try to capture them. They're getting away. Yeah, okay, they're getting away. There's no time. That's fine. Let's see if we can stun them. And this Vault Dweller, though, oh, that's a shame. I was interested in what was going on there. Okay, so you're a pure human too. So we have 3 pure humans who need tended to. So let's deal with that. Raider captain's in no immediate danger. So good. Start looking around for anything useful. We have a dead raider, a stim pack, some jet. This is where those protectrons were. I need to make sure these two don't bleed out though, as they are potential vault dwellers. Hello. You are not... Oh wait, what was that? Oh, chem fuel. Oh, yeah. That's just such a shame. I wasn't going to use any of the jet, but we could definitely, I mean, we could have if we really wanted to. But we definitely could have sold it and made some money. This person is not a pure human, so obviously I have no interest in keeping you. Thank you for your service, and goodbye. So, we've actually explored the entire place. We'll use some of these stim packs real quick. I've got us tended to, but they're not exactly great. That should help us kind of move along. Let's give another one to Hank, just because I know he could use it. Alright, but after this, we're going to get everybody packed up, and we're going to get the hell out of here. Let's let Hank use another. Okay, and Hank's actually fully healed. Oh, stim packs are amazing. We need to look into producing some ourselves. Did we lose, damn, that fire because I was so busy and not focused at all like an idiot? I think we lost that minigun. Damn it. Yeah, we did. We do have the armor though, which is still pretty good, but we definitely lost the minigun. Damn. Sorry, guys. I was a little bit unfocused on this mission. I was super nervous for whatever reason. Too much caffeine or something maybe. But, alright, let's get everybody loaded and we're gonna get out of here. And so, with yet another successful raid of an ancient facility under our belts, this time around taking back many a pure human with us to become potential vault dwellers, we started heading back home. As we were doing so, back home, we also started prepping all of our potential homes that were nothing but a shell and a husk of what they could be into actual residential housing. Oh my word salad, when simply all I really mean is that we ended up putting some beds, dressers, end tables, and a nice little plant pot in every single one of these houses, readying them for our new folks once we finally get them recruited, of course. Speaking of which, they would arrive shortly there sometime later. We immediately started taking all of our captives to the prison to sit around with Sharp. He must be quite tickled to finally have company once more, other than his reflection in the shiny floors. As we were doing this, though, the raider captain, now known as Buckingham, was attempting to attack us. She was a fighter till the very end. So much so, Casey was too damn nervous to hit her with the stun gun. Luckily, I came in from behind with a good right hook. Now that is the type of fighting spirit we could use here in the vault. Alright, somebody strap her down. No, seriously, that way she doesn't kill any of the other prisoners. Please. Before we wrap up today, though, we have a little bit more research to do, as we are going to begin researching modern furniture, which, of course, is going to give us many of the comforts of modern-day life, blah, blah, blah. You've heard me say it 1,000 times before, but that is our current research project, and as to why. As we were working in the laboratory on this research, though, we had a young traveler who was looking to get some medicine so that he could take it back to his injured brother. Oh, I'm sorry, little guy. That sounds Wait a minute, are you a pure human? That's it, you dirty little loiterer. Get your ass in here. We have some questions to ask you. Listen, kid, I gotta be honest with you. Your brother? Yeah, almost definitely dead. You know what? Yeah, he is dead, okay? You'll be a lot safer in here with us. Welcome aboard, little fella. Not to worry, we would never throw you in the cells with those monsters. They would eat you for dinner. No, like for real. I think some of them are cannibals. I know. You might think that it's cruel of me to kidnap a pure human child to turn into a vault dweller and force him to live in the greatest society ever in the Wasteland. See how silly you sound? Look, his brother is almost definitely dead, though, like I mentioned. Rad scorpion stings are not for the faint of heart, especially not a wee little fellow. But, as we're working on recruiting all of our new potential vault dwellers, I want to mention that I have yet to give the vault a proper number, nor have I given it any reason as to why it would be numbered that. Many of you have already left your suggestions on the last video, but if you haven't yet and you'd like to, feel free to do it in this video. And I have also yet to choose any names for our 2 Utilitrons, so if you're interested in that, feel free to leave those name suggestions in the comment section as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you. Now then, we finally finished our research into modern furniture, allowing us to create many of those modern, well, pieces of furniture. Our next research project's going to be basic electronics. Since we have our modern furniture completed, though, we're going to be building some lounge chairs right here in what is going to be our park. As you can see, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. We even have some hedge borders for the outer part of it that is right next to the road. That way we can make sure any wandering children don't run right out into the middle of the road. Not that it matters yet, because we don't currently have any vehicles, yet being the key word, of course. We have a nice little zen fountain, we have some slides for them, and I think that this is about all we need here. I like the greenery look to it and how open it is for everyone to frolic and enjoy some pre-war proper nature. Speaking of this proper nature though, I mentioned earlier on how I would end up taking care of the concrete jungle look that we have going on and replacing it with more of a suburbia look right around everyone's homes. So I ended up replacing the concrete with plenty of soil and grass and vegetation, and we even put ourselves a nice pretty little white picket fence up out in front. Let me know what you guys think would be some pretty good additions to add on to our residential parts of the city, but as for right now, I'm pretty content with how this looks. I think it really does encapsulate and capture that nice pre-war feeling. I'm sorry, I know I'm beating a dead horse by saying that over and over, but that is the goal here, is it not? Truly, the vegetation and white picket fence was a great suggestion by our friend Update8499. Without your humble suggestion, I would have never even thought to really add in a bunch of trees and stuff, nor the white picket fence, so thank you ever so much. Shortly thereafter, we also finished our research into basic electronics, which is going to allow us to build some other interesting items, like a nice radio/jukebox in our diner. I thought that that was a fitting little touch. Many other little things like this that we'll be adding on eventually, of course. We would also end up building ourselves a communication bench. This way, we'll actually be able to communicate with other factions without a face-to-face meeting. Now, the reason we need the tech and setup to communicate with other factions, such as the Enclave, without a face-to-face meeting, of course, is because we want to live like actual vault dwellers. Yes, this entire time we've been becoming self-sufficient and ensuring our walls cannot be so easily broken is because I actually plan to seal the door soon. Except for the occasional venture briefly to haul resources we bought from the Enclave or other potential allies, we want to truly have an unperverted or corrupted society away from the evil irradiated hellscape beyond our walls. We will be rebuilding America one small vaulted ecosystem and city at a time. Truly. And it looks like we're gonna have at least 3 more fine folks helping us as our raiders have joined us. Welcome aboard, friends. It won't be perfect at first, but with your help and a little bit of elbow grease, I think we can make it so. Now, you might be curious as to how we plan to populate the vault if we're going to seal our door. Well, I'm glad you asked. Why, the old-fashioned way, of course. Anyhow, though, that will be next time, my friends. And until then, I'll see you later.